Hello everyone, today let's solve the problem number 1517. So this is going to be the last problem in this particular playlist, right? So next what we will be doing, next two playlists are the last two playlists for now. So next I'm thinking of just doing or I'm just thinking of solving the Leetcode problems. So basically I'll be solving the Leetcode problems using Java. So I have completely forgotten Java in a while. So I haven't used Java in a while. So that is the reason. Let's solve some problems using the Java, and also let's solve some design problems, low level design problems, LLD problems using Java. LLD problems as well as some Leetcode problems, around 70 to 75 data structure problems, this one using Java. So that is it I'm thinking of doing for now, right? After this one. So after those two, I haven't thought of anything. So I'll not be doing anything until I get a job. So these three things I thought of doing it, basically the SQL playlist. So this is going to be the last problem in this particular list. So after this one, as I've said, we'll be continuing with this one. We'll be solving some data structure problems using Java, and we will be solving some low level design. This one, yeah, we'll be solving some low level design problems using Java itself. These two things we'll be doing. After that, I'll not be doing anything until I get a job. After that, I'm thinking of going only with the frameworks as well as this one, libraries as well as the frameworks, mainly on JavaScript or the TypeScript, and on the backend Java, right? So mainly I have worked on React and Angular on the front end, and this one, Java Spring Boot and Node and Express on the backend, right? So the databases that I am familiar with basically is this one, MySQL, MSSQL, as well as this one, MongoDB. These 7 things, right? I'm quite familiar with. So mainly we will be doing projects, or we'll be learning React or Angular on the front end, and on the back end we'll be making projects, or we'll be making use of Java Spring Boot and Node or Express. So we'll be making use of MySQL or MongoDB, right? So we'll be making use of MySQL or MongoDB for this one database. So this is what I'm thinking of doing further, right? So for now, let's continue with the particular question, right? Let's continue with the particular question. Let's solve the problem number 1517, find users with valid emails. So what the question states here, we are given a table users. You can clearly see here, we are given a table users. So users table, we are given a table users. We have to find the users with valid emails. So that's what they have given. We have to find the users with valid emails. A valid email must. So we have been given certain conditions or the requirement here. I'll just read out this one. Just listen to this carefully, right? So I'll just show this one along with it. Just give me a second here. So yeah, this one itself basically, right? So here we should have a prefix that starts with a letter A to Z or A to Z. So here let me write this one so that it will be easier to understand, or else we will not understand this one. A valid email must contain or must have a prefix that starts with the letter, small letter A to Z and big letter A to Z. This one, this is fine. This is first one. So a valid email must also contain the prefix that contains letters, digits, underscores, period or dash. When I say letters, this one, digits, underscore, so this one, period, dot, dash, this one, hyphen, right? This one we have to keep in mind. The prefix can contain letters, digits, underscores, period or dash. The third one is it has to end with the domain at the rate of leetcode.com. They have clearly mentioned it has to end with the domain at the rate of leetcode.com. So these are the three things that we need to keep in mind. So what are the three things? First one, it should have a prefix that starts with A to Z, small a to Z or uppercase A to Z. So have a prefix that starts with letter A to Z, letter this one, sorry, letters, digits, underscores, period, or dash. So this one I'm speaking of. Second one. Third one, it has to end with the domain @ of leetcode.com, right? So this is simple to understand. Simple to understand. Let's come to the example one here on this case. Just give me a second here. Let's discuss the first example here. You can clearly see here Winston @ leetcode.com. This one matches. This is correct, right? So this is fine. So here in this case, let's come to the user 2 here. In this case, let's come to the user 2. Here we have, so here you can clearly see we have the mail Jonathan is great. Yeah, this is fine. Jonathan may be great, but he is not having this one @ gmail.com, right? @gmail.com at the end. Jonathan is great, no doubt, but he is not having the this one. What do you call this one? Domain @gmail.com. So we will not consider this one. This is fine. So the third one for the Annabelle. So this one we can have the this one in the question. If you remember, I said that we can have dash, period, nothing but dot or underscore, right? So we have the dash here in this case, right? So we have the dash here in this case. So Bella dash @leetcode.com, we will consider this one. This is valid. So we will consider third one. Fourth one, we have Sally. Sally dot. So dot we have, nothing but period we have, right? Sally dot com @leetcode.com. This is also valid. This one also we will consider. So 1 we considered, 3 we considered, 4 we considered, 2 we are ignoring. So I will not put that one. So let's go with the Ma one next. So here we have was #2020 @leetcode.com. Hash is not a valid one. So they have mentioned in the question certain thing, period, this one dash, and @ of this one, period, dash, as well as underscore, right? Along with letters and digits we can have. Hash is not this one valid one, so we are not considering this one, right? So let's move on with the next one, David, after the moment. David69 @gmail.com we have, right? David69 @gmail.com we have. So here we have the wrong domain. So they have clearly mentioned in the third one that the domain has to end with @ this one, leetcode.com. So here I got confused, man. Sorry, I'm completely sorry. The domain has to end with @ this one, leetcode.com, not gmail.com. Domain has to end with @ leetcode.com here, right? Not @gmail.com. This you have to keep in mind. I had written wrong one. Sorry. So just keep this in mind. We are considering this one. Domain is @ leetcode.com. Domain is @ leetcode.com. This one. These three we considered, right? So 2 failed, 5 failed, 6 also failed. 6, why it failed here? We are having the domain @ gmail.com. So they have asked us the domain has to end with @ leetcode.com. So we don't have the domain @ leetcode.com. This one also we will ignore. 6th one. The 7th one, Shapiro. So I'll just delete this one. 7th one, Shapiro. We have .shapiro @leetcode.com. Again, here this starts with dot. It shouldn't start with a dot. It has to start with letter, right? So it has to start with a letter. So just give me a second here. Yeah, it should have a prefix that starts with a letter, small letter A to Z to capital letter A to Z. This one, the first one they have given in the requirement. We have already discussed this one, right? It starts with a dot here. So this one also we are ignoring. So only thing that we got here is this one, 1, 3, 4. The user ID 1, 3, and 4. This one, Winston @leetcode.com. Bella Bella dash @leetcode.com. Third one is Sally.com @leetcode.com. Right? These three things we need to return in the form of output. User ID we need to return, name we need to return, and mail they have asked in the question. So user ID 134, name Winston, Annabella, and Sally. And the third one is mail here, Winston @leetcode.com, Bella dash @leetcode.com, and Sally.com @leetcode.com. These three. This is fine. So these three things will be done. So we have to return. Sorry. Yeah, I hope the question is completely clear. What we need to do is completely clear as well, right? So next thing here, what we will do here is we will let's start writing the query. So instead of discussing the approach differently, I'll just explain the query while writing the query itself, right? I'll just explain the approach while writing the query itself. Initially, what we will do, let's select all the users. I'll just go with select keyword here. Let's select star. Let's select all the users here from users table. So here we have users table, right? So I'll just give here users. Case doesn't matter, but still I'll just give here users. So here where mail, I'll just make use of the regular expression regexp, the keyword that is provided by the SQL in this case, right? So let me give here. So where is this? Where is this? Just give me a second here. So here I'll just paste the regular expression here. This one. Let me explain this one. So here, just give me a second. This is it for the query. Basically, this symbol, whatever I have given here, this symbol, this ensures the string that starts with a pattern. That starts with a pattern means A to Z, small letter A to Z to capital letter A to Z. This has to start with small letter A to Z to capital letter A to Z here in this case, right? So that's what they have asked in the question. So this one we ignored for that particular purpose itself. This started with the dot or the period. So that is the reason we ignored this one, right? So it has to start with capital or small A to Z. They have asked in the question. So here now we know this one. Why we have written this one then again A to Z 0 to 9, this one regular expression. This one, this allows only valid characters. Means we have discussed this one. Valid characters may be letters, numbers, underscore, period or dash. Period means dot, dash means hyphen, right? So these are the this one, what do we call, valid characters that they are mentioned in the question. So that is the reason we are going with this one, this, right? So this one, at the rate of Leetcode, this one slash this one /.com, whatever we have given here, this one basically, this ensures that domain is exactly at the rate of leetcode.com at end. So they have clearly mentioned the domain has to end with this one at the rate of leetcode.com. This is the reason we ignore David69 at the rate of gmail.com here, right? So this is the reason. So the domain has to end with at the rate of leetcode.com strictly. So that is the reason. That is why we have used this regular expression here, right? So since dot is a special character in a regex, so dot is also special character in regex, we are making use of dot here, right? We know this one. And dollar ensures that string ends with at the rate of leetcode.com. We have made use of the dollar here. So dollar nothing but here it ensures that it ends with at the rate of leetcode.com. So this is fine. This is what I was saying, right? So that is the reason we have made use of the regular expression here, right? So I hope this is completely clear. Let me hit the run button. I hope this works. Let's see. So you can clearly see the sample test case is getting passed. Let me hit the submit button quickly. So here you can clearly see all the test cases are getting passed. Means the code works absolutely correct on this case, or the query works absolutely correct on this case, right? So I hope whatever query that you have written is completely clear as well, right? So one more thing, as I have said earlier, so we are done with SQL. So we completely we solved data structure problems on this one using JavaScript. We discussed things on JavaScript concepts. We went with the JavaScript concepts, TypeScript concepts. We solved LLD problems using JavaScript. We have done that. We have solved certain problems using the Node.js or the JavaScript. This one from the Codeforces. We have solved some problems for the dynamic programming, on dynamic programming basically on this one. What do you call this one? Fenwick tree and the segment tree as well. And also we had solved some problems on the graphs as well. from the Codeforces. These three things we have done from the Codeforces. We opted some problems and we solved that one. That is fine. And then we have done many projects using the vanilla JavaScript, and we have done some projects on Java as well using the Java. And we have discussed some concepts on Java as well. These things we have done. So the last two things before hopping into the frameworks or the libraries of JavaScript or the Java. So I just want to finish it off this one with these two things. One is solving some Leetcode problems using Java, data structure problems using Java, and let's solve some problems. This one, LLD problems, low level design problems using Java. These two things we will do, and then so after some time or after me getting the job, so let's move on with this one, frameworks or the library things, whether it may be React, Angular, whether it may be Java Spring Boot or Node or Express, or whether it may be this one, SQL, MongoDB, right? So this is what I'm thinking of for now. This is it. Yeah, I hope this one, whatever the query they have written is completely clear. This is going to be the last problem in this playlist, right? For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.